Hi everyone, it's Marianne. So for today's video, I'm going to share with you my entire fall plant care routine now that fall season has started, and I have moved all of my plants indoors, which you can see most of them are back here. So I'm going to show you how I am taking care of these plants now that it's fall and how I am preparing them for the winter season. And this is going to be one of those unedited, maybe minimally edited videos. I'm not sure yet because I have yet to edit this video, but I'm trying to do that because I think a lot of people or a lot of you like to watch long videos on plant care routines. I know I do, so I'm gonna try to do one of those today. And yeah, but if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Marianne. Welcome to My Wasteless Life, where I take you along my houseplant journey and share with you some of my tips and tricks along the way. I also create content that is focused on sustainability, wellness, productivity, and share with you some of my personal and travel vlogs here and there. So if those type of videos interest you, make sure to subscribe to this video make sure to subscribe to my channel before the end of this video, and also to like and comment down below. Share with me what is your fall plant care routine. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. And if you need any tips on transitioning your plants in the fall or how to take care of your plants during fall and winter season, I have made some videos on those, so do check them out. I'll link some of them up in the cards and in the description. But yeah, so let's go take care of my plants. Okay, so we'll start with the plants that I have underneath this table. I have isolated the epipremnum because, as you can see, it is still suffering from mealybugs. So I'm going to give it its third treatment. But the first thing that I want to check is the plants that I have in the pot box. I haven't checked on it in a while. Likely need watering. So let's do that. Okay, so let me open it. And you're actually going to get a sneak peek of a video that I've been filming for a while now. It's my El Choco Red philodendron video, and you're going to see some of the progress that has been made, but you're going to get a fuller picture of it in an upcoming video. So this one is my philodendron splendid. So I also got this from import order. Wasn't doing quite well, but as you can see, this part is actually growing roots, so I actually might cut it and see what happens, but we will see. And over here I got a couple more El Choco chunks and a brandtianum chunk, and here's another El Choco chunk. As you can see, I have chopped up the El Choco from since I've gotten it from the Ecuagenera popped up, and this is kind of like the main mother plant. And as you can see, the new growth that it had when I initially got it is not in the best shape, but it has a new growth coming out, and not quite sure about the root system because I haven't really checked yet. So like I said, I haven't really checked this pop box for quite a while now. And this was the brandtianum. I think it's starting to look good. I might start giving it a moss bowl to climb on, and I know I have an extra one, so I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna water them first. So let's go ahead and do that. I have moved the terrarium away just to have some space, but if anyone remembers, this is the potting mat that I made earlier this year, and I'm now using it as a lining for the plants that I have on the carpet, so that when I do watering like this, it's not gonna spill on the carpet. So, and I am watering this with water that has nutrients on it, so hopefully it will be good for them. And honestly, it's still quite moist, so I don't think I really need to like oversaturate it, but the nutrients is probably good for them. So I'm just gonna give like a good pump of water, so they're just getting fresh water here. And same with this El Choco. And I haven't started using my humidifier. I actually might start using it, but I'm not really sure we will see, because I haven't found the need for it yet, because we're still getting like a bit warm days. And like right now, I don't know if you could hear, my windows are open. So it is cooler outside though. So that's why I also haven't been bringing my plants out anymore. They're all back inside, but at the same time, we haven't really started using our heater yet. So that's why I haven't like cranked up the, or haven't like taken out the humidifier yet. Plus I need to clean it, and it's a lot of work. And I did have a company approach me regarding humidifiers that they want me to help promote on my YouTube channel, but I also haven't heard back from them after our initial conversation. So we will see. Like, brands get spooked once you ask them if they could actually sponsor the video and not just send you free stuff. And I don't mind getting free stuff, but at this point, I might have explained in previous videos, I'd rather do sponsored videos for product promotions. And it's not just about the money, it's just like I want to make sure that any product that I promote on my channel is something that I really want to promote, and a product that... What, baby? I'm sorry, my dog is whining. Do you want a treat? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. Did you want a treat? Come here. All right. Okay. Okay. And so as I was saying, like, if I'm going to promote a product, I want to stand behind the product itself and the brand, and not just because I'm getting a free product out of it. And the thing with sponsored videos, at least in my opinion, it doesn't really change my opinion of the product. Like, I'm still gonna say what I need to say about the product regardless, and I don't promote a product anyways that I don't like. So I don't even like entertain emails that I know is a product that I don't use or want typically use, or haven't been like looking to try, or it's just like not really fit within my quote-unquote brand on YouTube, or just like my personal life. Like, I have companies that like emailed me several times regarding a lot of nutritional products, which, I mean, you all know my experience with Daily Harvest. It has been good until they got sued with products that made people sick, that made me sick. So I'm kind of like very wary of like signing on with companies when it comes to like nutritional products or like food, because I kind of like understand the risk more. And I wasn't even getting paid with the Daily Harvest ones. Like, well, I was getting paid through affiliate links, which honestly was my most lucrative affiliate links, aside from Amazon. But ever since what happened, I kind of like stopped my partnership with them, and I kind of started to get wary of any partnerships involving food, because you don't really ever know. But I think this one I'm gonna do in the bathroom, because I'm gonna make a mess here. But where's my spray bottle? I think I'm gonna spray the moss bowls. Hold on, let me go get it. I got a spray bottle. And yeah, it's also kind of like my way of limiting taking on sponsored videos, even though it would be nice to make the money, and I probably do need the money, especially nowadays. But I don't know. I think in the long run, it would pay off if I'm more picky with the brands I've worked with, and not just take anyone because they're willing to give me a free product or like pay me pennies to create a video for them. And sponsored videos are actually a lot of work. Like, people think, oh, you're making a video anyways, why not get paid for it? I mean, that's the general idea, but sponsored videos do take a lot more work than regular videos than people realize. Okay. Like, it's still heavy, that's why I don't think I changed my mind about watering it, but I do need to like spray the moss bowls. Maybe I could put it here. And where's my Velcro tape? Okay, maybe I can take the one at the bottom. I think this one needs to be velcroed. No, I can't take that one because it's still supporting the one that's growing at the bottom. Let me just take and go find extra velcro tape. Yeah. Okay. Velcro tape. This one's too short. If you hear like scraping, it's my dog playing with his bone. So, and he's like right next to the camera. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure. And then, where's the scissors? I just had it. Okay, it's right here. Let me just cut it. There you go. Okay. All right. And as you can see right here, it's about to outgrow the pole, and I need to like put the extension back on. I actually already put the extension. I took it out, but let me put it back in. Okay, so this is the extension pole, and really quickly, all I have to do is stick it on top. So this is why I like this one. It's just easier to extend the pole, but I just want to make sure that the leaves are not caught like that. And there you go. And it still like fits underneath the table, and hopefully it won't outgrow it for a while. But yep, let me just also like sprinkle that with water. There you go. And let me do the silver lady and the silvery end and the skeleton key pothos. Okay, so actually let me move all of this here. Okay. Okay. So the skeleton key pothos is kind of like in the same situation. It does need pole extension. My moss poles are downstairs. So, okay, I'm not gonna go get it, but as you can see up here, it is also starting to outgrow the pole. And initially what I did was like wrap it down here until it started showing fenestrations like this, or it started like creating that skeleton key pothos leaf. And it's starting to in some areas, but in some areas still a juvenile one. So I'm thinking of just like, again, wrapping it around the pole until it like produces more mature leaves, because I can't keep extending it when it's all like juvenile leaves. But okay, let's do that first and see what happens. Again, apologies if you're hearing my dog munch on his bone, but he is right behind my camera and I don't want to disturb him. I'm trying to take him to the dog park after this. We haven't been into a dog park since the beginning of the pandemic. And since the weather is nice, maybe I'll take him after I do my plant chores. But I don't know if you can see it, like, see how it's actually growing into the cocoa coir pole, and I hate to like take that out, but we'll see. I might have to, but yeah. There you go. So it's just that one that is very much stuck to the cocoa coir pole, and it's the one that's maturing the most, so maybe I should leave it alone. And strap it on for now. Let's see what happens. Okay, and with this one, I could wrap around. The thing is, I am not just wrapping it around, I'm also wrapping it around and making sure that once it starts growing up, it is not, like each section of the pole is covered. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the tricky part. And hold on. So okay, so this one could go here. This one could go here. All right. You move on to the other toy, teddy bear. Okay. Hold on, baby. I'm trying to do something. I can't play right now. Okay. I can't play right now, baby. Okay, so see, that's the problem with this. It's all bunched up in one area, and I'm not sure I want that. I mean, I could wait for it to grow and then spread it out again, but you will see. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap it now. And then I don't know, should I let this grow? But like, it's still so small though. That's why I'm kind of like, just let it wrap around. We'll figure it out later. I don't know how to do this. I feel like destroying the leaves. Okay, so this is why in my scindapsus video I said it is better to just have one, so that it would A, mature faster, B, you don't run into problems like this, like trying to rearrange them all in one pot. But let me take it out. I have to keep turning the camera on and off because the battery is low, and I have to make sure that it is still recording. And but yeah, so I'm just like trying to wrap it, and then hopefully when I stick it like that, I don't know if you could see, it would start producing more mature leaves. And I try to be delicate with it because I don't want to lose leaves either, because it does look nice when it's full like this. Okay. Okay, so I got 1, 2, I think I got 4 plants in here, which is honestly not bad. I think the bunching it up at the bottom just makes it look a lot more plants than there is. Yeah, but I think I only got like 4 actual plants in here. Or at least 4 vines for now. Okay, so let me take this, Velcro it again. I think this time it looks a little bit better. Okay, and I kind of try to keep the back part empty because it's against the wall. So what is the point? You know what I mean? I mean, it would be nice if it's like a full circle because it would look better, but it's against the wall, and most of my plants are going to be against the wall, so it's, again, it would be nice, but it's not going to matter. So I just try to like get it all up front instead of having it all the way around. But I also try to like space them a little bit more evenly just to give the leaves movement or like room to grow, and they're not just like all on top of each other. I mean, they kind of are at the bottom, but you know what I mean. Oh fuck, I broke this one off. Oh well. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I am going to use this large one, and I'm sorry that I have to like yank the root off here. I know like people was like, no, don't do it. Well, I did it. So I am going to like just wrap this one around here. Actually, no, I should have done that. Oh well, I did it. Okay, you know what? Keep it as is. Okay, you know what? Just gonna keep it as is. I don't know why I did that. He was probably like, I told you so, don't do it. You know, sometimes I can be dumb and stupid. Okay, and now let's try to figure out what to do for the plants at the bottom. Okay, so there we go. Sorry if all you can see right now is my hand, but I'm just like trying to get this to work. And there you go. I think we are able to do it. Yep, so here we go. I don't think we have to extend it right now, but we might have to if this one keeps growing. Oh, okay. Let me just clean up. Okay, so now I'm going to spray the moss bowl. And I'm gonna like tie this one here too, just so to give it support. But, okay. Okay. He has fallen asleep playing. Okay, let me finish the rest. Down here, we got like 2 more poles. Okay. So with this brandtianum, I am gonna give it a moss bowl eventually, but I just want to like give it this baby stick for now and just velcro it to the stick. And let me do the other way, because like this one damages the leaves, so I'm gonna do it like reverse. And there you go. There you go. And I have another one over here from over there. This one is kind of like chunk. And I also have another one up there. I'm going to show you later on. But maybe I could like just put it in here. Just combine it already and see what happens. Oh shit. I think I just killed a leaf. I thought it was like a weed. Oh well. Okay, so there we go. And spray it to see what happens with that one. And I mentioned that I am going to like water these plants, but I actually just watered them the other day and it still feels heavy. So what I'm going to do, what I've been doing to the other ones is to just spray and water the poles. So this one is kind of like the same as the skeleton key pothos. I had it wrapped around because this was a trailing plant first, and then now like on top it is starting to shingle, but not as well as the silver lady and the silver hero. And yeah, so I kind of like still need to train it like with this one. See, I need to like to, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, like here on top, I don't know if you can see it, but this part over here, I still need to like train it to shingle. It is starting to shingle, like the gaps are getting smaller in between leaves, but I need to like support it with Velcro so that it knows, hey, you got a shingle, you don't need to trail anymore. As opposed to this one and this one, yes, I still put Velcro in it, but just like being extra careful to make sure it continues to shingle the way that I want to. But like I showed in my scindapsus video, they can support themselves and stand and remain shingled even if I remove the Velcro tape. But this one, not so much. So let me fix that one so that I know it's shingling properly now that I've sprayed. And this one I also need to like put more moss balls in. So this is the only thing that I don't like about the bendable moss balls. I wouldn't recommend the short ones. I would recommend the long ones, but not the short ones, because I don't know, they don't work as well for me, unlike the longer ones. But I don't know, the longer one might prove also to be a problem later on. But the moss just like easily fall off. That's what I can say. It's not very well made, honestly, or I just gotten a bad one with the batch that they sent me, because the rest of the bendable moss balls that I got, like I said, has been working pretty out well. Somehow this one didn't, but this is also the first one that I used, so maybe I was using it incorrectly the first time. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna see. Look at that. This is why I like this better than the Argerias, because of the silver coloring. This just looks a bit more unique than the regular Argerias. But the silvery and look at that. That's why I couldn't let go of this, because at one point this was also a problematic plant for me that, you know what, it's easier to give it away like I did with the Argerias. But I couldn't pass on the variegation, because even if you get a silvery and now, it's very hard to find something this variegated, I feel like. I don't know, I might be wrong. This is the first and only silvery and that I have. And I got this, I think, on Home Depot as well. But I've actually been very fortunate with finding like wish list plants at big box stores. Not so much lately, but then again, lately I'm also not like on the hunt for any specific plants. And most of the plants that I want, recently I have just been getting through trades instead of like hunting them down in nurseries or in big box stores. But yeah, so I think that's that for that. Probably could use another Velcro tape here, because you see, so it's like starting to do that shingling part. I don't know, hope you can see that in the camera, that it is starting to do the shingling part up here. But this part is just like still just wrapped around the vines. I mean, wrap around the moss bowl. But the rest of it, it is starting to shingle. Alright, I'm going to take it out again. I am so... There's a problem with me. I can't make up my mind when it comes to my plants. I keep changing it up. Okay. So I'm wrapping this one too, like I did with the skeleton key pothos. I don't know. I think I just want to save on the moss balls. That's why I don't want to like keep extending them. Especially with this one, because I kind of like, yeah, I wanted to try the bendable moss balls, but like this one is harder to extend. Like after this outgrows itself, I have to figure out to extend it or just like change the pole altogether. And to avoid that, I'm just like trying to make it just wrap around or shingle around the pole before I have to make decisions on what to finally do with it. But yeah, I hope it doesn't disturb the shingling process. I probably have, but all right, with this one I need to like cover this, go over it so that it would stick to the pole without me having to Velcro it, and I just let the vine do the work. Okay, Velcro here, Velcro here. Okay. Okay, and I don't typically miss my plants. I haven't missed my plants in the longest time, but because I have been placing a lot of my plants in poles, I kind of like started misting my plants again. Not because for the humidity aspect, but it's just for the poles. So the poles need to be like, not constantly wet, but consistently moist for the shingling and for the moss poles to work. So this is the other bendable moss poles. For me, this one works a bit more. This is a little bit more well made, and I could like extend this once it outgrows the whole thing. And like this one. And this one like really just shingled on its own. I mean, I had like this over here, a twine, but I didn't really have to do anything much for this. It just kind of like figured out that, hey, I need to shingle all on its own, but I feel like I want to give it a Velcro tape too, just so it could grow bigger leaves, because I feel like it's not properly attaching to the pole. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'm just like, let the plant do its thing instead of keep messing around with it. So, I think I'm going to do that. Just let the plant do its thing and not mess around with it. Alright, I'm just gonna... I mean, as long as it's like shingling and attaching, right? So, like, why mess with it? Don't fix what's not broken. Yeah, so this one has like 3 plants in it. And so 1, 2, 3. There you go. Out of my scindapsus pictus, I'd say this one is my current favorite, just because of how well it's shingling. And I do like the pattern more, but I don't know. I always love the pattern of the exotica though. Like, I find that very, I don't know, I find that pattern very luxurious, very classy, even though it's a more common and cheaper plant. I don't know, let me grab it. Like this one, I don't know, something about this variegation just screams luxurious to me, compared to like other plants that are more expensive theoretically or technically, but don't look expensive to me, you know? Like this one looks expensive without even trying. Okay, well, I am tackling this epipremnum pinnatum again. I did a whole separate video on this, so I don't think I kind of like have to explain a lot what I'm doing, but maybe I will. But if you want like a dedicated video on it, I have. But in that video I keep saying spider mites when I meant mealybugs. So this is what it was infested with. It is infested with mealybugs, and I'm just using isopropyl alcohol. You can also use hydrogen peroxide to kill off the mealybugs on the foliage. So right now, I think it's mostly located on the stems. And I think someone asked me, what's the incubation period for mealybugs? It is 5 to 10 days. So really, if there are like any lingering baby mealybugs, you'll probably see it within a week or so. So it's best to like monitor your plants weekly if you do have a mealybug infestation. And the way I see it with this one, it is mostly happening in the petioles and in the stems. So that's just what you have to do to monitor these plants. And I probably should get rid of this. I don't know why I keep keeping this one. It's a dying leaf, but I don't want to let go. But yeah, I think it's mostly on the petioles now and on the stems. And I just watered this, so I am not going to water it again. And I'm just doing the isopropyl treatment. I'm not doing the neem oil or washing the foliage, because I just did that very recently. So I'm just like trying to catch whatever mealybugs I see, and it's not a lot. And people, wouldn't the isopropyl alcohol hurt the foliage of the leaves? I mean, it can, just like with neem oil spray, if you put it under direct light. So what you could do is, again, wash the foliage. It's the quickest and easiest way to do it. Or just wipe down the leaves again after you do the treatment. It's with just like clean water, or just like a dry cotton bud, like I'm doing here. And or you just let the alcohol evaporate. But during that period, just don't like what you call this, don't put it under direct light. So like right now, this has no light or direct light going on it. I mean, it has like the light in my room, of course. And you know, it's daytime, but it doesn't have like the grow lights shining on it like I had it earlier. So yeah, so I'm just like picking it off, and yeah, I'm just gonna let the isopropyl alcohol evaporate. Plus, I'm not like really using a lot for it to damage it. You know, it's not like I'm dousing it with isopropyl alcohol. It's just like, you know, a cotton bud dipped in it. And so, but if you're really concerned, wash the foliage right away, and then don't give it direct light until like it dries out or the alcohol has burned, evaporated out completely. And you should be good to go. That's the only pesky thing about mealybugs, is you have to treat them. Like I can see it in the moss bowl. So this is like kind of like what I was warning when I did the video, is to make sure to wash it away from the moss bowl, or make sure to wash it away from the moss bowl or away from the soil, because if the mealybugs go there, it's a whole different problem. It's a whole different problem. It might come to the point that you might need to repot it, which would kind of be the best recourse. This one, I'm trying to avoid all of that, but if by the time I need to extend this and the mealybug is still an issue, then yeah, I guess I have to like repot the whole thing, sterilize the sphagnum moss, and do it all over again, which is going to be tough because if you look behind, the root system very much ingrained. So I might do a hydrogen peroxide wash too. Maybe that would help, because I do see some mealybugs in this inside the moss bowl. So yeah, I mean I might have to do a hydrogen peroxide wash if I'm not like trying to repot the whole thing, which I haven't done. So that's a step that I haven't really done with this plant, but I'm out of hydrogen peroxide. I need to get some. So that will do for now. It is going to be kept in isolation so that the mealybugs don't chop into the rest of my plants, and so far it hasn't. And it's not like I've been isolating it way far off from the rest of my houseplants. Okay, so onto the rest of the plants I have on top. Well, as you saw earlier, this one as at the bottom, you can see the reflection of my bed. I am going to clean that out and water some of the plants that I have in here. And this one, you might see it in my Amazon store. I did a video on it for a brand, although I'm kind of like having issues with the brand with regards to the whole, well, anyways, I hope it gets resolved. But I do like the product overall. I do highly recommend it. But they're kind of like fighting with me, or not fighting with me, but kind of like disagreeing with me on how to properly use this one. And they say I couldn't have done it with the basil cuttings, but like clearly I had. It's like growing roots. And if they wanted me to do like a video that has a 2-week turnaround, it's not gonna be possible for me to like show the growth within a 2-week video, right? But now it's like been a month and they still haven't paid me for the video. So, because they want me to make some edits on it, but they haven't told me what edits I need to make. So, I don't know. But anyways, I would clean this one out, and then that needs watering, that needs watering, probably needs watering, probably needs repotting. The pole definitely needs to be extended. And this one I'm thinking of repotting into a smaller pot. I love the string of turtles. I'm kind of like falling out of love with it, if I'm gonna be real honest. But yeah, just to keep it manageable, I might keep it in a smaller pot. I was hoping to do the same for this one too. I don't know what possessed me to put it in a bigger pot. Maybe I like it once it starts trailing, but I really should have just kept it in a 4-inch pot like I did with my string of hearts variegated. But you know, hindsight is 2020. But okay, so let me open this up and take out all the stuff in it, water it, and clean the terrarium. Okay. So what I have here is my pink princess philodendron that I got off a trade, my Hoya curtisii, and I think I have another pot this size. This is the size of pot that I want to put my string of turtles in. my silver glory. I haven't updated this in quite a while, but as you can see, this plant is not working out well for me, and I've heard issues with regarding the silver glory that I am now finding out for myself. But here's like propagations of it just to save it from the mother plant, and this is what is left of the mother plant, and it looks like it's not even doing well. And also a begonia, I don't know if you could see, but a begonia that I got off a trade too. This one, but I think this is the dwarf version, she said. And here I have my peperomia hope that I always think of giving away, but I never end up doing so. And this one, I don't think I've talked about this before, but this one is dragon fruit seeds. Like when I was in Hawaii, I was able to save some of the seeds from a dragon fruit, brought it back here, and actually tried to plant it, and it's growing. So we'll see what's going to happen with that one. But yes, I'm going to water these and then clean the terrarium itself. So let me get my tray. Actually, I put all the other plants down here already, so maybe I'll do that too for this one. Okay, so let me put it all on the tray. Let's see what I'm doing. I keep saying I don't know if you can see what I'm doing because the GoPro camera turns off after like a minute or so. I think I might have mentioned that earlier when I have to change batteries. So okay. All right. Alright, so it is down here, the dragon fruit and the other silver glory might have to be watered separately because it's not fitting in the tray. But that would do for now. Okay, so it wasn't recording when I was cleaning the terrarium, but what I did was just wipe it off with the paper towel initially, just dry rub it, and then I used the isopropyl alcohol and just like wipe it again just to clean out the glass surface. Does it have to be isopropyl alcohol? Not really, but it's the one that I'm using today because it's the one closest to me, since I just used it for the epipremnum pinnatum to kill off the mealybugs. And what's the good thing about isopropyl alcohol too, just mentioned earlier, it evaporates fast. So hopefully when it evaporates, it's not going to leave any watermarks on the glass. Plus it could also kill the possible bacteria and houseplant pests that might be present inside the terrarium. And then again, just wipe it off again with another dry, clean paper towel. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I could probably do a much better job, but that's good for now. And just want to make sure that the glass is clean, especially the top part, because you want maximum light to go through for the plants. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to do a quick repot for this philodendron white wizard because it's like very floppy. Just like want to get a little bit more established. It hasn't produced more variegated leaves for me, unfortunately, but as you can see, the stem has the white variegation in it. So I mean, I was told by the seller, and I trust his word, that they don't really show that much variegation when they're still juvenile, and once they mature they would show it a bit more. But I'm hoping for it to show a bit more, because it has been like how many leaves now since the first leaf that had variegation. So we will see about that. But yeah, so let me go and repot this one real quick. Okay, so let's do a quick repot. Probably should have done this before I watered it, but Okay, let me take out the moss on top. I don't want it to get dirty. And then okay. Okay, it does have a good root system, so that's good to know. That has been growing well, but we have to like there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go try and see if I can repot them into smaller pots. I'm gonna start with a string of turtles, and I'm gonna give it, I guess, this 4-inch terracotta pot. I might have something else, but let's go with a 4-inch terracotta pot. Okay, so the reason that I initially put this in here, because you can see how shallow the root system is. It like has barely any root system, if I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know if it's like, that's why I hesitate putting it in a taller pot, but maybe I could put some leca or some stuff down here. Alright, maybe I should go for this type of pot instead of the terracotta. We will see. I'll put some down here. And I feel like I'm effing up the plant, but okay, so I have a lot of the smaller pieces that came out. Am I gonna save them? I don't know. So here it is. I feel like I'm fucking it up, but That's what I do with my plants. I fuck them up. But okay, so that is the string of turtles. Now in a 4-inch pot. If not, you know what? I've seen this become more common in plant shops. If I need to buy us a new one because I fucked this up, then we'll get a new one. Okay, and I'm just trying to save some of the cuttings. I don't know if you see it. So down here, the soil has a lot of cuttings that dropped, and I'm trying to save them. Maybe I'll propagate them. We will see. But mostly I just want to save the soil. The thing is, if I make enough cuttings and then just place them here, I'll probably have a better pot. Like if I start from scratch all over, I know I would. Because I've done it a million times before. Well, not a million times, but like a lot of times with a string of turtle. So okay. Okay, moving on with the string of hearts. This might be even trickier because what I did with this is when I initially was wanting to upgrade it into a larger pot, it was in a 4-inch pot with long trails, and then I did the layering method, and funny enough it worked well. But because it worked well, now I'm having a hard time figuring out how to downgrade it again in a smaller pot, but we will see. Again, like with the string of turtles, the root system of a Ceropegia woodii is very shallow, so it doesn't really need all of this soil or this much large of a pot. But the problem is making sure that it fits inside a 4-inch pot. Now that I have like coiled it around. I want to put this underneath here. Should I go with the green one? Or should I go with this? Or this? It's the same one. Okay, let me go with this. Put some soil underneath. I'm trying to not untangle it, but it seems like I have to detangle it, which is not the fun part when it comes to Serrapegia woody eyes. Oh, somebody just lost a root ball. That's gonna be fun. Figuring that out. Alright. Okay, so this is the best that I can do. It's really hard to entangle it, but at least I got it entangled enough that I could bury the rhizomes properly, and I think that's the most important part. And I'm just gonna try to cover the topsoil, but as you can see, there's still some root systems that probably need to be buried underneath. But okay, maybe one day I'll have the patience to completely untangle it, but today is not the day. I just want to get it done. Okay. But okay. Okay, so it is the next day. I didn't finish doing everything yesterday. I pretty much was able to finish the one at the bottom, and as you can see here, I have everything back in the terrarium and back in the prop box. And up here, there's not really much work to do, to be quite honest. And here's the one of the plants I repotted yesterday, the philodendron white wizard. Here is the string of turtles, doing actually well, even though it's downgraded into a 4-inch pot. And the string of hearts, it could be better, but my goal was just to make it fit into the pot, and it was hard detangling it all, but I just did the best that I could. And they're all just on the windowsill, and it is a warm day, so this one is not cold, so I'm okay with pressing up my plants up the window so they can get the maximum amount of light. And I think so far the only thing that I really need to do up here is to water the manjula and the cebu blue pothos, maybe the crimson queen. I have to check the water levels, but everything else here is actually pretty okay. And I might just like this do some rearranging like with the plants over here. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do all of that. My dog is staring at his treat bag. He's been like begging for one, but baby, you're chunky. But before I actually do all of the stuff that I need to do, I just want to show you my Thicon monstera. This is the import order, not the one from Closet Farms. I will show you that in a bit. And it's doing so well. It has a little bit of leaf burn here, or maybe it's just like, you know, the white parts going out. But overall, it is doing great. And I'm very much thankful that this plant is doing well. And I think it actually has a new growth point down here, so I'm really excited about that. And I never really know when to water this. I just try to be careful with overwatering it. It says it's on the dry side, but I literally just watered this. And somebody said on TikTok, I never really verified it, but plant moisture meters are a scam. They don't really work. So I'm not sure, but honestly, it did help me, and I think it does help me when I'm trying to figure out when to water my plants. But now I'm kind of like second guessing when it says it is dry. Is it really dry? So that TikTok kind of like freaked me out, but whatever. Okay, let me show you what's going on with the Closet Farms one, because it's not pretty. It might be a little bit backlit, so it's hard to see. It is in my greenhouse cabinet, and I'm not really using it as a greenhouse cabinet anymore. As you can see down here, I have like my mugs and tumblers and stuff, but I have it here just to isolate it from the rest of my plants. And honestly, it hasn't been doing well. I know I kind of like stopped making updates on it, but I think I'm going to on Instagram, or by the time this is up, the update will be up on my Instagram. Just go check or follow me there. But it hasn't really been doing well. It has been like regressing rapidly with the root rot and stuff. And I kind of wish I just gave this to the person who wanted a Thicon for me, and maybe see they had better luck with it instead of like letting it get stuck with me. And when I went on trips to New York, it was already like this. So it's been in this situation for like, I'd say a month now, and it has not really improved. It's kind of like the story of this plant. It has not improved, but it also is not dying. I haven't checked the root system, to be honest. I was like, you know, leave it. If it survives, it survives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it is down to one leaf because the other leaf, before I left for my trips to New York, got scale. And for me not to just deal with it since I was traveling, I just cut it off. So now it's down to one leaf. And I also like traded out the nodes of this Thicon monstera for a pink princess philodendron from a plant friend that is local here. So yeah, so that's kind of like the update on it. I mean, I'll go more into detail how it really got here on my Instagram reels or in my YouTube shorts, since I do cross post some of my reels to my YouTube shorts. But yeah, I mean, again, if it survives, I don't really know if it will, then I'll probably just like give it away, to be honest. I'm not keeping it, or I might just give it to the person who originally wanted to trade a Thicon with me, and I really should have just given it to her in the first place instead of just giving her nodes. And that was me thinking I could still save this by myself, and it probably we should have survived or have done better in another person's hands. So lesson learned for me, like when it's time to let go of plant, let go of plant. Maybe other people will have a better chance of taking care of it. I just brought down the Hoya Crimson Queen, and I was doing a time warp or a time lapse, but I kind of want to talk to you about or show you my manjula pothos. Just show you how long the trails of this are already. And I've been debating whether I should trim it or not, because it drinks up water. Like, it drinks up water like crazy. But it is trailing so long, and I kind of like don't want to cut it, but at the same time, maybe I should cut it. I don't know. But yeah, that's my manjula pothos. My longest trailing houseplant right now, and in desperate need of water. Okay, next one I'm getting is my cebu blue pothos. Ouch! So next one I'm getting is my cebu blue pothos. And this one has also started to trail, but I've been pruning it a lot because it also has been showing a lot of runners. But as you can see, it has like started to trail really long too. I mean, not as much as the manjula pothos, but it's getting there. But like I said, I've been constantly pruning it because it has like a lot of runners. I kind of stop and just see where it goes, but I might have to prune it again because I really don't like it having runners. And how I keep my plant really like looking compact like this is by pruning them a lot. So I play the long game when it comes to getting my plants to trail, because I want to trail them out. I don't want them to just trail. I want them to trail beautifully. So pruning them is kind of the trick that I do. It's kind of like with your hair. You have to trim it constantly to make sure your hair is healthy as it grows longer. So I have the Cebu blue pothos and the manjula pothos, washed, watered, and dried. And you can see how long the manjula pothos is trailing again. And then I'm just going to kind of show you the final arrangement. I did a little bit more changes down here when the camera was charging. But yeah, so let's go put the Cebu blue pothos and the manjula pothos back. And also like the Hoya over there. Okay, so that's the Cebu blue pothos and the manjula and the Hoya crimson princess back. I also like started hanging the snow queen pothos. And down here I did take out the prop box and I put like the nodes in this mini greenhouse and the El Choco Red. And I have the brandtianum and it's blended out. We'll see how well they do. They might need to be put back in a prop box again. But I kind of like this arrangement for now. And I have all the plants and poles at the back with the taniki. So the plants up here do need a final arranging. And it's usually like just the smaller plants. Sometimes I do like to move them out here, as we've seen probably earlier in the vlog, just so that they get the maximum amount of light, especially on a sunny day like this. I don't mind putting them up close to the window. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let me do the philodendron white wizard. The painted lady and the pink princess. And then I do have the variegated string of hearts here. And then my Piper sylvaticum. I'm going to try to squeeze it here somewhere. And then I have the cream splash, the golden pothos, the string of turtles that I repotted, as well as the string of hearts. Just going to put them down here. For now, I might move them to the other side where there's a grow light. So that's my general fall plant care routine. As you can see, it's a typical fall plant care routine, just paying more attention to light access for my houseplants, the temperature, the watering, and all of that, and of course pest management. So I think those are like the big stuff, and you just really need to tweak it as the seasons get colder and the plants are getting a lot less light. But yeah, and I'm not gonna do a full plant tour since I'm gonna do it separately, but this is kind of like the bulk of my houseplants. I don't think I got to do everything that I wanted to do. I haven't really put out my humidifier yet. Like I might have mentioned in the vlog, I don't see the need for it yet because we still kind of have really warm days. But I feel like at night they are starting to need it, but we will see. Like most of the plants are still doing okay, but once I see issues with them not having humidity, then I'm probably gonna start using my humidifiers again, but that's gonna be for a future plant care vlog. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new here, do subscribe. I come up with videos every week, and if you haven't yet, check out these videos up here. Until my next one, but until then, I see you, I appreciate you, take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye.